this virtualization is deployed, and then the number of physical resources both is reduced, and then this virtualization, it is understandable that it saves money for businesses. Once a virtual server is configured, you can configure the new virtual servers using the same configuration, which only takes several minutes. So configuring with the test server may take a long time, but once the test one is configured, it is very easy to configure, to copy the same configured server and paste and use it, creating the same instances which are the same as the one you created before. So it is easy. So you understand that it saves time and money. Benefits of virtualization: it is the same space as well as operating cost. So you understand that as you buy new multiple servers, you need physical space where to host those servers. So when you use virtualization, it saves space, physical space, and the cost because you don't buy new physical ones, which are expensive, and the maintenance cost is reduced because it is not the same cost to maintain one server as to maintain 10 servers. Easy management of these data centers. So it becomes easier to manage these data centers as they are having few machines. It can increase the productivity of IT. So now IT is productive, more productive compared to how it was productive before. We can approach this virtualization. It helps to continue working even if the system crashes or any sudden failure happens. As we are employing virtual machines, many virtual machines, you see, and if we have virtual machines, multiple virtual machines, we can use a technique of redundancy. Redundancy, it is a technique of storing the same data into multiple servers. So in that case, when one server fails, we can employ the data stored on another machine. In that case, service availability, service continuity available. That is availability. It helps to continue working even if the system crashes or any other sudden failure occurs. Application and resources are provided more quickly while using virtualization. So creating a new virtual server, it is not as making an order of purchasing another one, because machines, physical machines, are coming from abroad, and it takes a lot of time to ship those machines, to bring them here. They delay on borders, they delay on stores, and so on. But when you need to use virtualization, so you simply click and create a new virtual machine. It is easy. In a few minutes, you get another server which is virtual. So types of virtualization. Types of virtualization. We have hardware virtualization. We have application virtualization. We have virtual server virtualization, network virtualization, desktop virtualization, and storage virtualization. So let us see how hardware virtualization. This is the most common type of virtualization. Which is the most common type of virtualization which is used. A virtual machine manager VM, which is called a hypervisor, makes hardware virtualization possible. The hypervisor creates and consolidates virtual versions of computers and operating systems into one large physical servers, making it possible to use all hardware resources more efficiently. Users can multiply operating systems on the same machine simultaneously. We can achieve efficient utilization of hardware by creating a virtual machine inside the same machine and by putting multiple operating systems in it. So if this operating system is used for these tasks, you can install another operating system in a virtual machine in the same physical machine. So maybe that other operating system is used to achieve another task, another specific task. So there is an efficient utilization of available resources by using these virtualization techniques. So application virtualization. In application in virtualization, applications are virtualized on the server. Then after that, the application is sent from the server to the devices of the end users. So instead of installing the same application in many computers, so you can virtualize it in the server, and the server can send instances into different their working computers. Users will be able to access the application directly from their devices with a proper internet connection. So the disadvantage is that you should always have an internet connection. That is a big disadvantage. So you cannot use it offline. You cannot access the application which is installed on the server when you are not connected to the internet. Maybe the server can be in your local area network. If it is inside your local area network, yes, you can access the application installed in your local server. But if a server is in another network, you should have the internet. Users will be able to access the application directly from their devices with a proper internet connection. The virtualization, server virtualization. The virtualization of the servers is making of server resources from server users, including the number of identity of physical server processors and operating system. There are some popular server virtualization approach which are the following: virtual machine model, and operating operating system layer. So here you can create servers which has applications, which has operating system, which has everything you need. So that is how virtual machine model or host gates paradigm are based on a virtual machine. This approach enables the guest operating system to operate without change. We have para virtual machine model, host or guest paradigms are based on virtual machines, and also it uses in a virtual machine monitor. Operating system layer is not based on paradigms. This OS layer model runs on a single OS kernel. So network virtualization, NV, means a hardware platform is simulated. A network hardware platform is simulated. For example, a software server, storage device, or network resource. Network virtualization provides a summary of networking and services through hardware into a logical virtual network, which is connected to a physical network on a hypervisor and operates independently from the network. So this network virtualization is a technique which is used to virtualize existing network resources, network software. Instead of buying new physical one, so you are using the virtual resources. Network virtualization can provide a virtual network that is truly independent of other network resources in a virtual environment. So desktop virtualization, we often call desktop as client virtualization. This desktop technique is used to separate the physical computers from the computer desktop environment. You can interact in the same way that you use a physical desktop on a virtual desktop. So it reduces the cost of software licenses and updates. So that you can be on the same machine, and on a single machine you can create other machines, other desktop machine, and you can switch from one computer, from one desktop to another, from a single machine. And this, as you understand, it is being used to reduce a number of computers that can be purchased. Another advantage of desktop virtualization is to remotely log in from any location to access your desktop. So this desktop virtualization is being used in supercomputing model. Storage virtualization is very important and useful when there are sudden system breakdown. It is done by assembling all the physical hard drive into one cluster. In the time of crashing or unavailability of the hardware or software, the user can recover data from this. Copies of data can be stored and moved to another location. It can be implemented by software applications or by using software and hardware devices simultaneously. Storage virtualization is used to achieve redundancy. As I told you, the redundancy is a technique of copying the same data into multiple locations. And then if one system fails, recover and use the data from another resource, from another location. Advantages of virtualization. There is no actual hardware component for installation required. There is no hardware, additional hardware. You simply use a software like VMware and others to create virtual components, virtual resource. You can access the virtualization from third party, or you can purchase the license. The most frequent providers of virtualization automatically update their useful hardware and software. They are installed by third parties providers instead of sending individual to update locally. So when you are using the license of a provider, so that software is automatically updated by the provider. So you don't need to bother about the installation update as you are having a license. So they are done automatically by providers. Digital entrepreneurship was practically possible for an average person before virtualization took place to a large scale. Digital entrepreneurship, digital business was not possible because before virtualization was approached. Because to do digital or online entrepreneurship, you had to purchase expensive servers, expensive resources. But now you can access the virtual resources and you can configure your resource from the cloud. In that case, it is not expensive as it was before the virtualization technique was approached. So energy consumption lowers because less power is consumed on physical servers. Less power is consumed, so energy consumption is reduced also. When dozens of servers can be installed on the same computer, the supply of server is almost no extra cost. Disadvantage of virtualization. Not every application or server will work in virtualization environment. So to have some hardware which do not accept virtualization, especially old school hardware, when you need to do a virtualization from it, it refuses. So its hardware environment was not adapted for it, was not designed to accept it. So you will need to invest in training existing network administrators who do not have the capability to manage virtual networks. So you need to provide trainings to into your network administrators so that this can be possible. In a virtualized system, when something is wrong, complex troubleshooting is needed. When something is wrong, so you need to provide a deep troubleshooting. You understand that even if a number of ITs you employ is reduced, you need a specialized one, the one who is competent in these skills. So in this case, it is very easy for him or her to troubleshoot this, to make this deep troubleshooting, this complex troubleshooting. Someone should have required skills so that this can be possible. So apart from virtualization, there is a network, specific network design, which is deployed so that this green cloud computing can be achieved. Apart from virtualization, a network design also can contribute to this green cloud computing. So research has shown that the network platform and its device are one of the largest consumers of energy. So network infrastructure consumes a lot of energy. Therefore, it needs some energy management strategy, which is based on optimizing and developing new network protocols and devices that deals with energy saving. So it needs some energy management systems which control how those network infrastructure consumes energy. Otherwise, it is a network is one of infrastructure which consumes a lot of energy. And you know that this green cloud computing intention is to reduce the energy consumed by data centers. So the increasing demand of scalable and cost-efficient computer networks has led to the rise of what is called software-defined networking. Software-defined networking, which enables centrally managing network switches and its traffic management through programmable data controllers. So there is software-defined networking, software which control how switches work, which one is not being used, and it was on things like that. By centrally controlling those hardwares, you can detect which one to switch on, to shut down, to do whatever, and by doing that, network infrastructure can consume less electricity. So apart from switches, we have servers, we have whatever hubs which needs electricity, and we have access points. So if there is a software which controls the operating model of each, so this can contribute to the reduction of energy consumed. Green cloud computing, green cloud architecture. So here we have an end user. We have an end user. We have a green broker, cloud service A, cloud service B, green cloud offer, and carbon emission directory, private cloud. So all these infrastructure works together to achieve this green cloud architecture. So the intention of it is to reduce the amount of carbon emitted and to reduce the amount of energy consumed. So you see carbon emission calculator, green resource information. So we have softwares in here which are used to manage how these hardwares work so that they can consume few electricity. Benefits of green cloud computing: to reduce cost. First of all, it reduces cost. We have automatic updates. Green benefits of cloud computing: remote access. If we use virtualization, we can achieve remote access. We can remotely access our computers from home. Disaster relief, disaster recovery. Why? Because by using the redundancy, if one fails, we recover from others. Self-service provisioning. We have scalability. Scalability means when you use virtualization or this cloud computing, there is scalability. It means when you have a server which is underutilized, you can increase a number of users of it by creating other virtual servers from it, And when it is overloaded, you can use a number of. So it is there is scalability, reliability, and fault tolerance. Reliability. So because there are many techniques we have discussed which are being used when we use this technology to achieve, for example, fault tolerance. Fault tolerance means when one fails, we recover from others. So service availability means when one fails, okay, the service continue to be available because we recover data from others and customers continue to access or to enjoy the service. Skills and proficiency. So as you are, it is a new technology, and as you are struggling managing this infrastructure, you are gaining new skills and the new proficiency. Resource response time. So response, as data centers are using high performance computers, so there is a short response time. You make a request and you are given a response in a short period of time. Increase the storage. Increase the storage because when you have a small task and you are consuming a cloud service, you need a small service because you are having a small task. But as you increase services, as you increase the computing services, so the storage is also increased. You don't need to worry about the storage. Mobility because as the service resides on cloud, there is no need to be fixed at the same physical place. You can do your task from where, from but anytime. Security issues, even if green cloud computing has several advantages, but it has some issues. So let us see security issues in green cloud computing. The chief concern in cloud environment is to provide a security around multi-tenancy and isolation. There is no way to isolate when your service passes on cloud, on remote servers. So it is not possible to isolate your or to hide or to hide your data from others. So there is a risk of hackers to access your services, hack your data, verify your data, and so on. So giving customers more comfort. Beside trusters idea of cloud. So you need only to trust cloud providers. There has been survey work reported that classifies security threats in cloud based on the nature of the service delivery model of the cloud computing system. However, security requires a holistic approach. Service delivery model is one of many aspects that need to be considered for a comprehensive survey on cloud security. So as the cloud is offering service to customers, and customers are sending data to the cloud through their data centers. So data center cloud service providers always need to pay attention on the security of data. So the security, you don't need to bother about the security of your data because the security is assured by your cloud service provider. So your data are secured, your data cannot be lost because they created redundancy of it. So instead of using your local server, so it is better to use this cloud service provider server, because even if there is a possibility of hacking those servers, but they are more protected compared to how you can individually protect your data. Imagine how, for example, some of cloud service providers we have Amazon, for example. So because Amazon is a big company, which is a very rich company, so employing all security measures possible, it is easy for Amazon to employ those security mechanisms, then you can use it individually. So Amazon, we have Google, it is another company which is a cloud service provider. So they are big companies. We have Microsoft, which is another cloud service provider. We have Facebook, which is another cloud service provider. So we have many cloud service providers, and they are big companies which can use any method at any cost to protect clients' data. So those issues, we have data issues, privacy issues, infected application issues, security issues. Those are some of security issues we have. So let us see some of cloud computing providers. We have been saying that there are those companies which provide these cloud services. Cloud computing providers are organizations that are providing cloud service to the industry. They are organizations. So cloud technologies are trending, and most businesses are moving toward the cloud. The innovations to improve the businesses and data processing through the cloud platform are in huge demand. Cloud technologies are majorly segregated as cloud services. We have discussed about them: infrastructure as a service, software as a service, and platform as a service. Several industry leading companies are offering cloud service and products such as Amazon. Amazon is one of cloud. Amazon Web Service is one of cloud service providers. Microsoft Azure, one of cloud service providers. IBM Cloud, Google Cloud Platform, Dell Cloud, DigitalOcean. So there are some of big cloud service providers. Similarly, some of the organizations that are popular in a specific business domain, like Salesforce, CRM, Oracle Foundation, Finance, are cloud-based software as a service softwares. Cloud computing services, they are here. We have discussed about them. Cloud computing services, we have infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. So for infrastructure as a service, IaaS, this service offers rental infrastructure. You rent infrastructure such as servers, operating system, virtual machines, networks, and storage. So you have to rent. You access these infrastructures and you pay monthly, or you pay it as utility, as you pay the electricity, water, and so on. You pay as you consume, or you can pay monthly. So you can access the servers, operating systems, virtual machines, networks, and storage. So the whole infrastructure. So platform, it is a way of this service is used in software development. It is used in software development, testing, and maintenance. Testing, running, and maintenance. Platform as a service is the same as infrastructure as a service, but also includes other tools such as BI and DBMS. And now, software as a service, this service comes with a subscription connection to apps. So you access some applications via the internet. For example, Office 363, 56, Microsoft Office, which is being now used online. So top 15 cloud service providers. We have Amazon, Kamatera, Microsoft, Google Cloud Platform, IBM, Salesforce, Alibaba, Rackspace, Adobe, Liquid Web, Oracle Cloud, DigitalOcean, then Cloud Phonics. So they are top 15 cloud service providers. Amazon Web Server. It is a secure cloud platform that provides a broad range of infrastructure services such as database storage, computer, energy, and networking. So they provide services, and services are listed. We have Kamatera's cloud server tool is comparable to a physical server. So Kamatera offers high performance cloud infrastructure service, which is very low maintenance with very low maintenance. The cost of its cloud service is so very low. As the research says that you can buy the cloud server at $5. You understand that it is very low. At $5, you can have a server. And when you have that server, you can do whatever on that server. So try 100% for 30 days free, no recover. So you can try it for 30 days freely, and if your services are enjoyable, you can pay for it. Microsoft Azure, which is a computer cloud platform introduced in February 2010 by Microsoft. The open source cloud platform supports developing, storing data, managing services, hosting solution. The most effective solution for your information requirement is provided by Windows Azure. So this is another very important cloud service provider. We have Google GCP. So these are a list of cloud service providers and services that they can perform. So you can read them and see each company, each service provider, what is providing, because today or tomorrow, so you need these services, because even when you are a student, you need to store your files, your documents in the cloud. So you need to know about these services. For example, Dropbox, most of people use Dropbox to store and their files and documents online. So, and another, Alibaba, AliExpress, many users are using it to buy things online. So Alibaba Cloud provides extremely scalable cloud computing and data management services with versatile, cost-efficient solution for tiny and large companies, financial institutions, governments, and other organizations to address their networking and data equipment. Alibaba Clouds operated a network that not only supports the broad online and mobile ecosystem of the Alibaba, but also worldwide of cloud computing services, providing support to sellers and the others. So business users enjoy these services from Alibaba. So that space, it is another very important cloud service provider. Yes, but this is the last slide.
The last slide.
Yes.
Physical class. Yes. No, it is not a physical class. It's now the students are connected remotely. So now it's using the system so that people are connected. So this is the e-learning institute.
Yes.
So the e-learning studio.
Yes. Thank you. So thank you for today's class. It is ending here. So you have to access the platform and you do your homework. Most of them are in the system, and then make sure you have to meet the deadline. And thank you for today. We shall continue the next presentation on next Friday. Thank you.